No teddy bear. I was like, please, this is Hosts Phil Wallace. TBC.
Anyway, I'm Kent Jones. I am the white guy on the show. Phil is not the white guy on the show. So there you go. I mean, that's about as plain as we can go. So a lot of things have been happening. There's a lot of good news out there for justice. Okay. So we've got our good friend Aubrey, Ahmaud Aubrey. Yeah. Double life sentence for the guy.
Good.
Right. So what is his name? Travis McIntyre or something weird like that. The ruling came down. He already had one life sentence and another life sentence for a hate crime,
right?
Which is justice. Is it? Yeah.
I'd say
right.
So.
Everybody, all three that were involved, I believe, got double life sentences. So it is not. I mean, that is a great thing for the United States to tell people it is not okay to just shoot a black person in broad daylight.
Feels good to hear that.
Right?
I didn't know if we'd hear it, but it feels good to hear
it. It is not okay.
No, it is not okay.
And so that's good news.
Right.
That is, to me, that's justice, and that's good news, and that means progress.
Especially because of the things that we've seen, most in common recent years, with short sentencing or justified or things like that, getting released to the side door. So this feels good. It's a step in the right direction.
Absolutely. So there's a lot going on. You sent me some stuff.
The Brittany Griner one.
Oh, so let's talk about Brittany if we can for a second.
Okay.
Brittany, 9 years, found guilty,
right?
9 years in prison for having brought in
0.7 grams.
0.7 grams of controlled substance that is illegal
in a vape.
In a vape style pen that's illegal in Russia.
Right.
Okay. Now, for those of you, and we've talked about Brittany in the past, those of you wanting to know, she has been part of a basketball league in Russia for several years. Mm-hmm. I don't know the exact number, but this wasn't her first year playing there because she supplements her money in the off season of the WNBA to keep her skills sharp, but also to make money.
Right.
And she actually makes more money in Russia than she does in America. So go figure. Came in, they got her in the airport in February, and she had her vape pen with some, in America, it was prescribed to her from a doctor.
Right.
But that is illegal in Russia. So she gets arrested for having it. She's been in jail since February, goes through a court hearing, found guilty, and gets 9 years in prison. And your thought? Go.
I feel it's excessive for what it was. I understand if we're going to say rules are rules, right? A lot of people are saying, well, it's illegal. She knew it was illegal. She broke the law. She should go to jail. Okay, ask yourself, if your 16-year-old drinks this weekend, are you going to be just as extensive about the rules, what's illegal, what's not illegal, and would you be okay with not seeing them for the next 9 years because of underage drink?
Yeah.
We would also point to the Audrey Lauber situation.
Are we serious? Are you serious about him making an example, or her being in prison?
The 9 years, or
or if your kid was drinking. So help us out, Jess. All right. Here's where I stand, and this is what I want to help people with.
Right.
I don't believe the tension in America is that she's in prison over there. I don't think that's the tension. And 9 years. Okay, thank you. And it doesn't matter where you are in the world, you break the laws in that particular place, you pay the price.
Right.
Here's where I think the civil tension lies in America. Is Brittany Griner used her platform, the WNBA, her status as a professional athlete, to voice her opinion about Black Lives Matters and about the injustices here in America. Right. It says she didn't feel that the Star Spangled Banner should be played before games, and that this is this nation holds down Black people, and was very, 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 very vocal about that.
Right.
And I think, and what I see a lot of is, oh, bet you don't think America's such a bad place now. Oh, bet you would love to stand for that Pledge of Allegiance now. Right?
Right.
And I sit here, and I think that's where the civil tension lies. Okay, the civil tension is this, and I had to. I usually bite my thumbs so I don't say this, but I had to go out on somebody's post. Right. Who said this, and I go, no, I just want to put this out there. I go, and I know a lot of people on this post, and I know who you are.
Right.
So, but isn't her first constitutional right, the thing that you guys will get behind, stand up, and wave a flag for, isn't her right to do that? And you're going to chastise her for her First Amendment right. The bottom line is she's an American being held in prison, and she broke the law. She needs to sit in there for the law. I don't believe it's because of the law. We're going to see, and trust me when I say this, you're going to see it'll turn political. There will be a prisoner swap. Okay, right. So, hey, we've got this very notable athlete. She's got 9 years. You've got a very notable, maybe something other than an athlete in America in prison. And here's what we'll do for you. We'll make that swap.
I can see
so it. I think it's become political, not about the law that she broke. Now, again, I will say this. She's been playing there for years. You are very close with your teammates. Somebody sold her out.
Right.
Because they got her in the airport, bro.
As soon as she landed.
She wasn't new to the area. She came in this time every year. You knew it. Right. She played for your Russian whatever team. Somebody rolled her out.
The whatever league.
Right?
Right.
And now, because of what's happening in the world and Putin and Russia, I think you're going to see a swap. Now, I'm just telling you, people, she's an American. If she's being held not correctly, then it doesn't matter what American it is. It doesn't matter what she said. She's an American. She has the right to voice her opinion and say those things. And you're getting mad at her and saying, good, she should sit in jail. No, she shouldn't. She should for her crime, yes. But 9 years for 0.7, we understood why, and I think the max was 11 years or something, right? So we understand why and what's happening. I'm just putting it out there to say that if you don't like Brittany Griner for what she said, you're a hypocrite and you don't believe in the Constitution. Period. Otherwise, you go, girl. You say what you want. I love the Constitution. Hallelujah. Speak your mind. Nope. And now we're going to say that this young lady needs to be away from her wife. Needs to be, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Her family's torn apart.
Right. For 9 years.
Because she said what she had the freedom to say what she said. Come on, for 9 years.
Because of what's in your kid's backpack right now.
Right.
That's tough. Right.
Hey Nate. Good morning, Phil. Where are the hey dudes? You're killing me, Smalls.
I got the All-Star games on.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, I don't know. You'll know when he's wearing hey dudes when I slap him.
I keep getting mixed reviews.
Hey dudes, listen. Hey dudes are today's Crocs.
What?
Yes. Hey,
I would have said Sperry's. I'd have said Sperry's.
Yeah, Sperry's. They're the upper class Crocs of that, right? Listen, I'm just saying it. With the Brittany Griner thing, I don't know. I've said my piece. Go ahead.
I just feel like when we talked about this, when we had our last president, everything was allowed to be said because of freedom of speech, right? He was allowed to say good, bad, indifferent, feel how you feel, but he's allowed to say it because, like you're saying, the First Amendment. However, if you're an African-American athlete, you don't get that same freedom. Secondly, there's been a lot of people who have complained, let's say, prior to that president, to the last president, right? There wouldn't be a situation where if a prominent white athlete got similar Brittany Griner situation across country.
Sure, let's say Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers gets caught somewhere partying, and we say, well, wish you had your black president to help you out now, huh?
Well, you've heard that.
Nobody would do that.
We've fallen far away.
Nobody would do that.
No.
Right? But all of a sudden, if she's talking about things that she experiences injustices, and she's trying to hold the country accountable, we'd rather downplay the truth.
Well, and Aaron Rodgers has said that's why I use Aaron Rodgers, right? A very, great athlete, but a lot of people think he's a dick, right? And he's said things, and he stood up against the virus and things like that, and people are like, "Oh, he's such a jerk." Well, yeah. Well, if it was him over there, would we have moved faster? I don't know.
I don't think we would have used his distaste for certain aspects of the country against him in that situation.
Correct.
Like it's happening for Brittany Griner. I mean, I don't see anyone who was at the January 6th. No, if anything would happen, then wish you had those guys in the Capitol to storm over there for you now. Like no one's doing that.
Well, we could talk all day about the storming, air quotes, of the Capitol, but
right.
Anywho, we don't do that.
So this is where, and I showed you this. Yeah. This is where, like we've talked about this. If she did a crime and it's a crime, okay, she has to go to jail. Is the time excessive? I believe so. Yeah. But okay, cool. Let's go from the standards of this means jail time. There is a young lady. Her name is Audrey Lorber. She's a 19-year-old American who was found guilty of smuggling 17 grams. Let's pause right there. Brittany had 0.7. Audrey had 17 grams of THC in Russia while on a family vacation. She was released after 2 months detention and fined 15,000 rupees, which is like $200.
Yeah.
For more than 17 times what Brittany had.
Yeah, well, that's why I say it's a political move now, and it's going to be a prisoner swap.
But there's people who are like, no, bro, it's not. It's crime. It's crime. That 17 times more of this substance.
Well, right, but is it because she's black or is it because she is a prominent athlete? So the white girl, well, neither, right? But now you're getting mad at the Russian courts, right? So, where do we stand to gain the most? I think is Russia's part, and Russia's part is we're going to keep her here for 9 years to make you trade us because they want to get whoever they want to get.
I can see it. I'm just saying for the people.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. I see. I'm not saying that your part isn't happening.
Right. You're saying,
but for those who are like,
she broke the law, she needs to do time. Right.
Shoe fits, bro. Shoe fits.
Right.
Okay, well, this is a shoe 17 size bigger.
Right. Yeah.
So she should do 9 times 17 years.
course, Sale, he SG3, he's the guy out there, Reject Rundown. These guys are killing it out there. Check them out here on 216net, but also check them out on Spotify or your favorite podcast platform, Sunday. Reject Rundown. These guys Sunday are incredible. Yeah, Sundays, they're rocking it out. Scott Giles, good morning. Glad to have you with us. Yeah, I get what you're saying, and that's, yeah. She did okay, yeah, and it was in vape form. It wasn't 17 grams. That was 0.7 ounces. I mean, that's not even an ounce.
Right.
17 grams is 17 grams.
Right.
That's a few more than an ounce.
And that got her 2 months.
Yeah.
So
2 months, and that's probably why it went through the judicial system or whatever.
So all we're saying is keep it consistent and make it make sense.
Your argument is correct. If you're going to, as an American, stand up and say, well, teacher, she did it, she got caught. Well, okay. Then why isn't this girl have 9 years as well? Right, for 17 times more.
Right.
Yeah. And that's a tough question to ask.
That's where it becomes a hard sell for me to believe that people are this passionate.
Yeah.
Well, there needs to be justice, Phil. Okay, well, let's say you make some tweets against Audrey.
Right.
Oh, you're too tired.
Oh, you didn't know about her.
Oh, you don't have time.
You didn't hear about her.
Okay. Well, now that you know about her, are you going to tweet it? Are you going to say anything about it?
Right.
Because you have a lot to say about Brittany. No? Yeah. Nothing about Audrey?
A lot to say about her. Yeah.
Imagine the surprise look on my face.
It's, to me, that's my frustration, is the hypocrisy. That's really
consistent.
It is just that. And, that's where my tension comes in. Listen, it doesn't matter. I don't care if they're in a German prison. I don't care if they're in an Iceland prison, an Antarctic prison, whatever.
Horrible.
It's an American, and if your blood runs straight red, white, and blue, then you want to get that American home, regardless. Whether their ideology is the same as yours or not. If you are bleed red, white, and blue, make America great, then you want that person here. That's it.
Right.
That's it. And for everybody, hey, look how many people threatened to move out of America when Trump won. They still love America. They're still living here. Okay. Guess what? Then when Biden got in, the people said the same thing. They're still living here. So those people, y'all can just shut up with that too, because it's stupid, right?
Oh, you're leaving if you don't like the president?
Yeah. There's never been a president who's had 100% everybody's loved the president. So there you go. Listen, we've got we've got 2 tickets to give away on this show for Blues, Brews, and Barbecue.
Hey.
This is Friday, August 19th, Saturday, August 20th, and Sunday, August 21st. We've got 2 tickets. I'm not sure if it's a 3-day pass, just a 1-day pass, whatever it may be. We've got 2 of them to give away on this show from our good friends at William Tunyon and Sons. Of course, we sit high atop the William Tunyon Tower. And here's the deal is the winner of these, here's the question that we're going to ask at the bottom of the hour. So in about 10 minutes, stick around, because we're going to ask a question about the grounds. And with the answer, you're going to win 2 tickets to Blues, Brews, and Barbecues. It's great. Craft beer sold at the beer tent. This is a really, really good time right here in McHenry-Peterson Park. You're going to love it. So we got 2 tickets. We got a set of tickets. We'll also have a set of tickets that we'll give away on 2 Bald Guys and a Microphone on Monday morning. So Alex says we need Iron Man.
Wish we could just snap him back.
I don't know.
I miss Tony.
I don't know. Is it 2 tickets to Paradise? Because Kent said barbecue, and that sounds like yeah. Hey, it could be. It depends what you want to make out of it, Sal.
Essentially.
Might be a good thing. Maybe for one of the rejects, go visit and talk about it. Right. Always good. So, so that civil tension with the Griner thing is, I know that it's more political than any. I mean, 2 months for that other girl. Brittany's been in holding since February, and we haven't moved much. We didn't. And one of the reasons that, of course, there's an ugly war going on. But one of the reasons that she's still there is I think it has been a political ploy the whole time. And do we swap? Would you swap a pro athlete for a spy?
That's tough.
Right?
That's tough. That's a lot of information. Either back home. That's tough.
Right? But that's why they slapped 9 years, to make it hurt.
Right.
And knowing the tensions that are in America with race and whatnot, that's a chess move, right? It's like, bloop, bloop. Now what? Check, right? And you're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't. Because if it's, I don't know if it's a spy, but just let's say it's a spy.
If it's a spy.
If it is a spy, man, you gave up a 6. Did I get a draft pick too? I mean,
right. Give us 2 spies, first round draft picks.
you know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's a tough call, and it's a brilliant move by Russia if that's what they're doing. And it may be. It just may be a friend of Putin, or who knows? I don't. Maybe they're asking for Trump. I don't know. I'm just saying, who you swap it?
It's kind of the same thing.
I don't know, right? So let's see here. All right, Alex says, "Can you read that?"
How sad is it that people are commenting, at least she doesn't have to hear that national anthem for 9 years, and thinking that stuff is justified for hemp, oil, or whatever the hell it was?
No, that's what we're talking about. It's gross, and that's why I say that's the hypocrisy. That is her absolute First Amendment right to say, to speak, to do whatever about that. So if you're a red-blooded American and you're saying those things, then you don't believe in or support the Constitution, because she has every right to say that. Every right. And sticks and stones.
But you don't, though.
I know.
Anytime anybody of African American descent has ever said anything, told to shut up and dribble, don't kneel, don't say anything, don't point out inconsistencies. Should do your role.
Well, and Alex says, listen, let's be honest as well. Her career averages aren't LeBron's. Well, that's probably a good thing. Never mind. What do we say here? Someone did say a while back, if it was LeBron James, we would have done everything to get him back as quickly as possible. Well, let's take a look at that. Brittany Griner's net worth, maybe $2 million. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe, right? She plays for hundreds of thousands of dollars. She doesn't play for hundreds of millions. LeBron James' net worth closing in on $1 billion, if he's not already at $1 billion. If it was LeBron James, you're playing with a different set of rules because of the money.
Did you see where they said he makes more than the entire WNBA by himself?
Yep.
That's impressive.
Yep. That's impressive. Right. So I mean, it's 2 different playing fields. Definitely. Okay. Would America have gone over and got him? No. Would he have been able to put together the best SWAT team and SEAL Team 6 with his money to get him? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Maybe. Right. Or he would have created a game show over there, because he's a producer, and said, "Hey, here's what I'll do. Let me produce a couple shows over here." Well, right? I don't know. I think there's difference there. She doesn't have any right in Russia. That's the hard part. Leave the soil completely. Leave your rights. The problem was Americans also think our rights transfer to other countries. We do have to be cognizant of that fact as well. Right. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, yeah, Keith. Maybe LeBron would take Dennis Rodman's approach. Let me just go over there and be a peacekeeper.
Friends with him.
I'll be friends with him. Here's an autographed basketball, pair of shoes. You're good, right?
I get your tickets.
I'll get your tickets. And that is. So that's why I say we're dealing with the Russian penal system. We're dealing with the Russian court of law. Russia is not a democracy, doesn't have the same freedom. So you are playing with that. Absolutely.
Right.
But we're not saying that it's unjust. What we're saying is that there was not too long ago a young white lady who had a whole bunch more than 0.7 ounces of vape that just did 2 months and paid a $200 fine and is back home.
So let me ask you this, because you'll hear people say, well, it's not about race, Phil. It's about justice, right? And if she did something wrong, she deserves to go to jail for it.
Yeah.
And then you don't see them as passionate about the Audrey young lady.
Yeah.
Like, that becomes an awkward conversation. Because we're told one off. Here's another situation. We're like, all right, 17 times more, Kent. 17 times more. You were very passionate about justice for whatever reason on this particular topic. Now you don't care that she only did 2 months. Why is that? And I feel like sometimes it's not in your kid, like deflected to the trade or whatever.
Wait a minute. Hey, it's just the way the court did it, man. That's the Russian court system.
Is it just the Russian court system though? Because it looks awfully familiar.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to have to. I don't want to have to defend my idiocracy.
Right.
Okay. So don't question the reason why, and I'm safe to go. You know what? I'll have to read into that. I don't. Well, no. Here's the facts. I'm telling you.
It's right here. 17 times more for the actual substance in raw form. 2 months, $200 she's good versus 9 years for a vape pen.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't seem like you're pushing for justice as much on this topic as you were on this topic. Why is that? And then they don't have answers.
Yeah.
And then I get asked, why were they so excited? Why are they so angry about this? Why were they so, passionate about she needs to go to jail? And comments about the national anthem. But over here, they have nothing to say. I don't know what to tell this group.
Yeah. What I tell people when you travel abroad is you should take out extraction insurance. No, there's such a thing.
Just in case?
Just in case you get kidnapped or something like that. Believe it or not, Americans, not the most favorite people around the globe.
Do you know how mad I'd be if I was talking to an agent like, your extraction insurance isn't up to date? It just lapsed last month, Mr. Wallace. So you're going to have to sit over there. Yeah. I just missed your window. Sorry, buddy. I'd be mad.
Jake, you can't do this to me.
Please, Jake. I thought I was in good hands. Sorry, brother. Good luck.
That's right. That's all state. But truthfully, I say that now. I imagine with her team of professionals, maybe she had that too. But I guess you can't extract somebody out of a prison. Maybe. I don't know. Alex says that his uncle was in a Cuban concentration camp for 6 weeks for going down with the Awana for a mission trip and taking photos about 15 years ago. He decided to take a couple extra photos that weren't part of his Awana approved rights. It's fascinating and scary at the same time to get him released from the Cuban government, and how quickly the State Department was able to get this done once they found him. And I'm going to guess that maybe a white guy with the Awana. Okay, so again, the State Department. Now, it doesn't mean that the State Department is not fighting hard for Britney. Maybe they are. I don't know. And maybe her sentencing was a deal that America made with Russia. Hey, if we don't think she's guilty, you find her guilty and she gets the max, then maybe we'll talk about the spy or whoever you're looking for.
Right.
That then the American public will go, well, she did get 9 years for just 0.7, so it makes sense to swap.
Right.
So there's a lot of things in play, I think, in the background that I'm not aware of. But where's the hypocrisy? So you get the people who lean hard with the capital R, who say, don't want to stand up for the national anthem. You're going to say that America isn't a great country. How do you like it now, babe? Right? Well, what do you mean? To Alex's points, as soon as that plane landed, she no longer has the freedoms of an American because you are in that country and you have to abide by their rules and regulations. She knows that. She's been there. She's played for years. Again, that's why I think it was a setup. Anyway, we know. We knew something was coming.
You know the teammates that smoke.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't take years to figure that out.
No.
So they knew.
And folks, I want you to understand, this is not a 5'6" individual. She's 6'9".
Yeah, she's tall.
She's 6'9" and has played basketball a long time. And there's that's probably some bad joints, some bad knees, maybe fingers. I mean, right? I mean, this is a lady who dunks during games.
A lot.
Right? Now, that's amazing. So the tension to me, again, I'm going to go back to, is not that she's in jail for 9 years. That's not the tension.
Right.
The tension is that we're trying to chastise her for speaking her mind, for having her First Amendment right. And we're saying that you should never step out of line like that. Now that you've stepped out of line, go ahead and rot in that country over there. That's not what America is to me. America is, you know what? She screwed up. And guess what? That's still an American.
Right.
We gotta find justice for her and bring her home.
I've never seen where it's like, because you disagree with a certain aspect of the country, all of a sudden the country's going to dismiss you. Like, again, recently Roe v.
Correct.
Everyone who spoke out against Roe v. Wade, now all of a sudden your country does not care for you. If anything happens, we should just say, whoa.
What was your oh,
no, you didn't agree with this one.
Started.
You didn't agree with that president. You didn't agree with this.
Right. Well,
now you're exempt from your country care. No, it's not like that in any other context.
Yeah. I call it Liam Neeson insurance. Yeah, it's a freaking thing. Traditional insurance won't rescue you, and medical evacuation can cost up to $300,000, which would be about $335 for your extraction policy. Yeah, trust me, it's a deal. When Ron Hostry, my Rancher Ron, my old partner, he went over to the Philippines, and they were working with the Filipino police, who weren't really liked at that time, and teaching them gun safety and how to clean guns and things like that. That's where I first learned from him. He goes, "Hey, Deke, here's my extraction policy number. I'm going to give it to you. My wife has it as well. But and if something goes sideways, and you don't hear from me then call." Yeah, I'm like, what is it? It's I don't need that when I go to Iowa. I've never been out the country, so maybe to Canada once.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's a real thing. It's crazy. All right, listen, we're at the bottom of the hour. So we're going to give away these 2 tickets right here. These are for Friday, August 19th, Saturday, August 20th, and Sunday, August 21st. Here is some of the talent that's going to be there. The John Todd Band, Jimmy Nick, Sharon Lewis and Texas Fire on Saturday, Kashmir and Hot Rocks, Delta Rising and Mike Wheeler Band. These are all incredible artists. Blues, Brews, and Barbecues right here. Craft beer sold at the beer tent, and it's all for the McHenry Area Rotary. Been graciously donated by our landlord here, William Tunyon, Don Tunyon here at the William Tunyon Building. So we got 2 tickets we're going to give away. Here's the question. Here's the question. What is the name of the song that brings in the grounds every week? The name of the song that brings in the grounds every single week.
Ooh. All right.
We sing
Let's
it.
see who gets it.
We always sing it. Dun, 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 dun. And you don't need to know the artist, but the artist is Naked Animals.
I feel like a Celebrity Jeopardy.
First one with the right answer can stop by the studio and pick these up, or if you're not, we will let the dogs out. Not quite. I'm too sexy. Not quite. Right, said Fred. Wrong. But I love it. Mark always there. Welcome back to the 90s. Has he gotten out of there yet? Okay. Yeah. Could somebody listen? Speaking of somebody who's trapped somewhere, let's get Mark Hall out of the 90s. Let's get somebody extract him.
Ace of Base.
Ace of Base. That is it. Right? It is a great song by Naked Animals. So, first person with our theme song for the grounds gets 2 tickets to Blues, Brews, and Barbecues. Good food, good beer, good music, good fun. I don't know if it's a single day pass or a 3-day pass, so you'll figure it out when you get there.
All right. Try to go back and they arrest you. You figured it out.
I'll try to find out. So, all right. What else is happening?
Want to talk about the Marshawn?
Yeah, let's talk about our good friend Marshawn Lynch. Now, for those of you who don't know, Marshawn Lynch is
a football player, very vocal. You know why I'm here. Yeah. The press conference guy with the shades on.
Yeah.
A little bit of a trash talker. Got himself into some trouble.
Is he still playing? I don't even know.
I don't think he's playing.
Yeah, anymore. So he's out of the league.
Right.
Yeah.
Recently, he got pulled over for DUI in his souped-up car with 2 tires. I think one was 2 were popped. One was just the rim.
Yeah.
So that's how sauced he was on his DUI.
And this is not your Toyota Corolla.
No, it was not. Otherwise, he would have.
He did well for himself, and this is a nice spoil of it.
Right. Yeah. And he was talking to the police officers. Obviously, they realized he was intoxicated, and then they forcefully pulled him out of the vehicle.
There he goes. Alex says, "Oh, he's going to be able to sue for sure." You think?
So he was forcefully pulled from his vehicle.
And when I say forcefully, now this is a man. I'm going to say 250. Yeah. He ain't skinny. He's a professional football athlete. He is built. He's a
big boy.
Still a big guy, right? And so he's sitting in this car down low,
right?
And the police are asking him to get out, and he's not getting out. And then finally, 2 guys, just reach in and yank him out. I mean, he's so big they had to use 2 sets of handcuffs. Right? They did.
2 sets of handcuffs to fit around him.
Yeah. Right? So he's not a small man. There's a reason why he's known as Beast Mode. Yeah. Yeah. Right? Now, from the clip that I had, it was, go, get out.
Right. And he was asking, I just want to know why I'm being retained or.
Yeah.
And they pulled him out of his vehicle, slapped 2 cuffs on him.
Face down
on the ground, yep. Put the cuffs on him. You're being detained for suspicion of driving while under the influence.
Yeah, and then they take 1 set of handcuffs and go around one wrist, the other set go around the other, and they have to tie these 2 things together
to make it
like a chain, right? Because he's just a big dude. And then that's all that I saw. Right, because then TikTok cut it off. Then Alex said he was putting a freaking straight jacket type of a thing at the station for a car being turned off. The car was not on. Allegedly, he was sitting in the car. He was illegally detained. So I don't know. Was there a chase? I don't know. Or was it all of a sudden I kind of come out of my drunken stupor and go, I ain't got no rim.
That would make sense though if he was just sitting in his car because it's got 2. I would probably chill out, wouldn't drive on that thing. Don't want to make it worse.
So I turn it off. Maybe I'm on the phone or whatever. Like, hey, somebody's got to come get me. This is bad. I don't know.
What they will say though, if I'm sitting in me and you were sitting in this parking lot right here and we're drinking but the car is on, they could say that your car was on
with the intent to drive.
DUI.
Right.
Even though we're not going anywhere. So that's what they could try to slap him with.
Right. But if his car was off, which it sounds like it may have been, then, yeah.
Well, hopefully the body cam was shut. Wait.
I'm not a lawyer, but I don't think it's a DUI or even illegal if the car is turned off.
Right. But what we're saying is they have to prove.
That's what they said. You're being detained for an alleged DUI in that. You're being detained for an alleged.
I'm either drunk sitting in my car or I'm driving it. So how does it?
But I don't know where the car was resting. Right? Was the car resting on the median?
Right.
Was it? Was it on a sidewalk? I don't know where the car was resting. If keys are within reach, you will be charged. And we don't know. I don't know where the keys were.
Right. Well, I'm saying it's your car. It's going to be within reach.
Right. But if you're sitting there and the car is off, and you got 6 guys saying get out the car. You've opened the door and you're talking to them like, hey, why am I being detained? What's
right? I'm not driving anywhere.
You asking me to get out the car? Right. So just the clip that I saw,
right,
was that's it. And they were not belligerent to him.
Right.
They were doing their job. I think they did it very well. It looked like a body cam from the video that I saw,
okay.
Or else somebody was sitting there like,
"Excuse me, officer,
Marshawn."
Do you feel like he'll be able to sue?
To answer that, I'd have to digest more of it. But if it is like Alex said, and if he's just sitting on the side of the road, and you call because the car is out front of your house that's kind of tore up.
Right.
Hey, there's a dude sitting in a car out front of my house with 2 wheels.
Right.
It's a fancy car. I don't know what's happening. He's been out there for 10 minutes, whatever. I don't know. Right.
Whatever that call sounds like.
Whatever that call sounds like. Now, again, it depends on the neighborhood. Oh my gosh, there's a huge African American sitting in a car outside my house. I think he wants to kill me. Right? Because I'm scared because I'm supposed to be.
Sounds accurate.
Right? Here come the squad cars. Now now we're coming with a different heightened.
Yeah.
Right?
Alex says that allegedly he said he stole it. And that's what got them amped up. He did amplify it. But again, it's going to be interesting for sure.
I stole it. Nothing like being a smart ass to the guy. Hey, I stole it. What the hell? Oh, God. Hey, Jen, how are you?
You would think, though, you recognize Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah.
From my understanding, as long as the keys are in the vehicle, even in the trunk, you can be cited for a DUI.
Oh, that's Damon. Hey, Damon, how are you, brother? Glad to have you with us. Damon K. Ross, everybody. See, I don't know, but do you rip somebody out of the car? I don't know protocol for a DUI.
What, okay, so if I'm driving, I'm like, you know what, I don't need to be driving right now. Let me stop, wait for a ride. Can you come get me? What am I supposed to do with the keys? What could I have to take them with me?
There's a lot of cars out there that don't have keys nowadays. So, right? I mean, it's a fob in my pocket. So, right? So I've got a car. Alice and I got a car where you just have the fob. And as long as it's close to the car, you can start the car.
That's still going to come with a key.
That's not a key.
It's a key fob. It's a key fob.
Right? You see what I'm saying? So there's some weird things going on there. Hey, look at that. Julian and Addie's World. Hi, I'm pretty sure my dad Tim has been here. I'm Addie. Yes, you could. Could you tell my dad I said hi? He's at work. Tim, listen. Your daughter is she had a great chest smack on Tim on the show. Let me tell you something. Yes, Addie, you just did. If your dad's listening, he can see that right up there online. And yes, I will tell him you said hi, but better tell him to go back to work. But yes, you just said it, sister. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate you. And I know school's starting soon for you, so that's awesome too. Obviously, the police will not press charges. There won't be any ramifications on him personally. They got in a PR nightmare. But there's no PR nightmare with Phil Wallace.
I hope not.
Yeah. Well, but here's the beauty. Here's the beauty of it. Marshawn Lynch, beast mode, right? It will now clean himself up, hopefully, and go on like Inky, and he'll be a motivational speaker going around telling the story and motivating people and encouraging them. So I mean, you got to have this kind of fallback to be a great speaker.
It's like saying Charles Barkley will stop talking trash. I don't.
Yeah, everyday people, right?
Yeah.
Right. So again, if you can tell us what the theme song is for The Grounds, the theme, just the name of the song, and if you can name that, it'd be good news because you'll win. These free tickets to Blues, Brews, and Barbecues Friday, Saturday, Sunday, August 19th through the 21st. I'm telling you, that would be excellent good news. It's by the Naked Animals. So,
can you imagine telling your grandmother that your band name is the Naked Animals?
Naked Animals. Mr. Bigglesworth was a naked cat.
I made it famous, Grandma. What's your group name? The Naked Animals.
Naked Animals. There's some out there.
Appreciate all that time you spent.
There are some out there. Yeah.
There are. We talked about this in the green room. I don't see him being able to sue just because I watched what this country did with a 13-year-old girl in a desk, where you can flip a 13-year-old girl in a desk because she's not complying as a grown police officer. So she lands on her face, still stuck in her desk, and then drag her out of the classroom. And everyone said because the 13-year-old girl didn't comply, it was justified force. So I don't see that same group of people getting passionate about saying they were too tough with Marshawn Lynch.
No, the same group would not. The same group would not.
They would not.
They would not.
Because he didn't comply fast enough.
Yes. Well, hey, you just got to comply. You just comply, right? Now, when you saw them rip him out and throw him face down, where did your mind go?
I hope they don't kneel.
That's exactly where mine went. I'm like, somebody's going to put a knee on the back here.
I hope they don't kneel. I hope he's not another Eric Gardner.
I did the same thing, Phil. It's exactly where my mind went. I was like,
I was looking for the knee or I was looking for the chokehold. And I was like, please, bro.
Not
another one.
That's not right?
Not another one.
And I'm laughing, not because it's funny, but that's exactly where. And then they get him on his side. I'm like, ooh, well, no. Okay. Then the video was done because I was like, all right, well,
we'll see how this turns.
Right? I mean, I don't know. So that's exactly where my mind went too. Was like, oh boy, and maybe that's when the chest, the body armor cam. Glit.
Yeah, all of a sudden cut off immediately.
All of a sudden you see a greasy chicken finger come across it. Glazed donut.
It started raining.
I was just trying to get the donut glaze off there. I don't know. Phil, we all sing that Do It Like They Do on Discovery Channel song. At that point, America lost all hope. Yeah.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is true.
Yeah. Now, Marshawn, again, we go back to, he's got a pretty good net worth, I'm sure. He's probably got a good legal team, I'm sure. And something will, it's not just going to be swept under the rug. Something will happen here, for sure. And, it's all over ESPN, probably NFL Today, all those type of things. But it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. And which direction it goes. Now, for our law enforcement officers out there, are you saying at this point, we did everything textbook? We followed protocol, we dotted our I's, we crossed our T's, and we went back and immediately filled out the report. We filed it. Are you doing this now? And are you doing this because is a prominent athlete, or are you doing this because it's African American? Because there was looked to be a light-skinned brother police, right? Or a guy with a really nice tan. I don't know. Well, we didn't see a face, but just by the arms that went in there, I was like, okay,
Sicilian.
Yeah, could be Sicilian. Right? So at now in your world of law, and you're a police officer, and here's what I will tell you. I thank police officers all the time if they do a good job, because I would not want to be a police officer today. Right. I just would not. Right? It's very stressful. And it's not stressful because of race. It's stressful because of how many idiots are out there.
Right.
I mean, you don't know at any point. What's happening with idiots. So that's all. That's all I'll say.
So with the comply quick enough, right? So if I'm a large black man, if I was, right?
Yeah.
Would you move quickly? If you're a large black man, please get to here. Would you move quick in your vehicle after recent events?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Because if you move too quick, they'll move quicker.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
But if you don't move quick, then you need to move quick enough.
Yeah. That's I don't know.
You gotta.
You're trying to run this through your mind. If you've had a couple drinks or whatever, you're like, do I not? Oh my God.
What's a safe way
maybe you got your attorney on the phone or something. I don't know. Yeah. What do you do?
Because like we've seen, if standing up is an aggressive movement, like in the bank, then if I stand up like they're asking me to, and you got guns out,
out comes the taser. Now, that was the other thing that I never heard. We're going to tase you. I don't know if they had guns drawn. I don't know if there were 20 guys there. You know what I'm saying? Right. I don't. We just kind of saw the two that pulled him out, and one guy was talking, and the other two were doing. From what I took from that video. Now we don't know that L.A. SWAT was there, with 20 guns pointed at him. Got the target in sight. Well, we don't know that, right?
Right.
Nate Meadows. Yes. Look at that guy. Comes through. Nate Meadows wins 2 tickets right there. Good News is the name of the opening song for The Grounds by the Naked Animals. Absolutely. Nate is the man. Nate, let me know. Swing by, whatever. You're just up the street. If you want me to run them by, at some time I can drop them off the bank, whatever. But you got yourself 2 tickets to Blues, Brews, and Barbecues, courtesy of the William Tunyon and Sons right here at 216 The Net. So, Nate, let me know when you want to get them. Shoot me a text, and or we'll figure something out. Appreciate you. Absolutely right. Give him a hand, everybody. They didn't move quick in the Texas shooting.
He's got one.
Here we go. Sorry about that. All right. You do it because he's a celebrity, so you do that. Nobody, white, black, etc., is going to have the same PR opportunity as he does. Here's a question: was the arresting officers white, black, etc.? Yeah, that's why I say I don't know. I saw a white guy and a light skin. Could have been a guy with a tan. I mean, it could have been Poncherello. I don't know. Look, maybe it was John and Punch from Chips. I don't know. But, somebody was doing that. They didn't move quick in Texas, shooting said. Then they got pissed because they don't move quick enough. Well, that's a whole nother debacle, and that's a guy being scared.
Irony.
Yeah. So, I don't know. There you go. That is an interesting thing. Of course, the Uvalde is a mess. It should never have been. And again, if you're a good American, you're frustrated because of dad. The loss of the lives are the worst. But then I'm a dad, and I try to run into that school to save my son, who did die, by the way. And you arrested me for. You arrested me for disorderly conduct because I fought back against you because I wanted to get my son out of there. My son ends up taking a bullet and dying, and you won't let me out of my jail cell in Uvalde to go to my son's funeral. There's an issue. That's horrible. That's just being stupid people. Right? That is nuts to me. I would, hey, I'm getting I don't care. I will sell my soul to the devil, to go after those people who did that. Just because, how do you do that to a dad? That's his 10-year-old son. Oh my God.
Especially after you're allowed to get your kid first.
Yes. Right. Come on. Just.
So I'm sitting there with Elijah, but if you try to go get Spencer,
just.
That's horrible.
It is horrible. And that's urgency, Scott. That's urgency right there. Your kid's in there. You're going to find a way to get through that wall. Break through the gate, do a 98. let them truckers roll. 10-4, big buddy. I'd find a big old semi. I'm running in there. I'm getting in somehow, right? Yeah, that's why I say, Alex, it's so tough. Being a police officer is damned if you do, damned if you don't. It's so hard right now, but we've built it to this area, right? We in America have allowed it to happen,
right?
To this again. We've got teddy bear Crips, we've got Bloods, we've got. We've got we run under the 5-star. We've got Latin Kings. We've got teens. We've got a lot of gangs out there. The longest running gang on the streets today is the police force. It's the biggest gang. It's the longest running gang. I love police officers, but they'll tell you the same thing. I've had many police officers tell me the same thing. Right? So there you are.
Would you say the KKK is a gang too?
Yeah. Not the longest running.
I mean,
right?
You take a group of people who are passionate about rounding up black folks, and then you say, hey, this department is hiring. We'll pay you.
Yeah.
And you get a badge. The
fun part I like now,
they could have blended,
is that I see a lot of videos that people now are starting to learn the law and are just questioning police officers now if they're being arrested or detained or whatever. And it's fun to watch when you get a good old boy who doesn't know the law. You should respect my authority.
Department.
You know what I'm saying? And actually, the law is this. Actually, sir, you got to I want to get your supervisor here because the law is this. And some of these people have studied it enough to be like, law, right. Section 8, super paragraph G or whatever. And the police are like, get out of the car. You're not listening.
Right.
Well, no, you can't say that.
Right.
The law. This is the
law
law that
legally
protects
cannot detain me for this purpose, right?
And it's just kind of fun to watch the good old boys struggle and go. Yeah, Nate says, "Hey, here's how I want those tickets. I want Phil to deliver the tickets and some hey dudes." I don't know what kind of weird fantasy you're on there, Nate. Maybe we'll take these tickets back. But if that's all you want to see Phil in, there's a whole. Here, I got these tickets, and I'm just wearing hey dudes.
Happy birthday. Sir, get out of the bank, please.
Yeah, good sir. We don't serve your kind here. What? Because I'm black? No, because you're naked.
Because you're naked, sir.
Oh, my Lanta. One of the hardest things is police have immunity on many things. I don't care about defunding the police. I think that's stupid, but I do have a problem with immunity. If we get judged by our decisions, so should a police officer. Yeah, and we're starting to see police officers now being put up on murder charges and things because we have started to say, wait a minute. Right. Just because you have that badge on doesn't mean you can walk into a house and shoot innocent people.
Yes, it does.
On a no-knock, yes.
Yes, it does. We've seen this.
Right? But that's what we're starting to say is like, yeah, wait a minute. This doesn't seem right. Doesn't feel right. So now we're starting to see more police. There's that young guy in Michigan. Life in prison.
Right.
He's out for murder because he shot a dude in the back. Who ran? Who didn't have a gun? Just ran. Pew pew. Well, now you're and you know what? Good luck, because my understanding. I've visited people in jail. I've never been in a prison. I've visited people in jail, and from my understanding, is that if you're a police officer in prison, you're not the most popular guy in the classroom. Yeah. Because...
Oh, you are.
Yeah. There's a target there.
There's a target.
Grab that soap.
Bullseye.
Grab that soap. I've got on my Hey Dudes. Listen, we can't thank you guys enough for joining us right here, 21.6 The Net. This is Bridging Civil Tension. Sell that soap. Become an entrepreneur real fast, man. Yes, and a big shout out to Nate Meadows, our guy. Nate got the tickets, 2 tickets to Blues, Brews, and Barbecue. Tune in Monday morning at 6 a.m. where we're going to give away another set of these tickets on 2 ball guys and a microphone. Come back today at 11 will be a rerun of Mary Shep's Living Low Sodium. She's got an appointment today that she couldn't rearrange. And then at 1 o'clock, we've got the Neighborhood Pulse, and we've got a replay of our good friends in the know with Steph and Joe today. Nice. But listen, live tonight from the Quiet Cool Studios is the Dream Home Experts, a huge, huge show tonight. You don't want to miss it. Make sure that you're tuning in. Yeah, I got you. I'll hook up with you, Nate. But we can't thank you all enough for joining us here on Bridging Civil Tension, where we tend to, talk about things people are yelling about and try to figure it out. So for all of us here.